Welcome to another episode of Dealership Digest. This is T. Lentini here with my co-host,
Chris Paulino, the one and only.
the one and only Chris
That
Paulino.
sounds good.
And we are talking to you today about branding yourself as a salesperson. And, in recent years, this is becoming bigger and bigger, but doesn't necessarily mean everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, they have the knowledge, but they don't have the action behind it.
And that's a big deal, what you just said, right? Because there's not many salespeople, it's mostly the younger salespeople, that are taking advantage of branding themselves in today's digital age.
Exactly. And, it only takes a few minutes every day. So the fact
Yeah.
that other people aren't catching on or, they're just not executing, that's a problem. That's a huge problem.
Yeah. Because, you think about branding yourself as a salesperson, think about it 20 years ago, right? You couldn't really do it as much. You could get personal referrals. That's how a lot of call it I don't want to say older salespeople, seasoned veterans,
Yeah.
seasoned salespeople. That's how a lot of seasoned salespeople did it, right? They were really good at getting the referral from their brother, sister, uncle, or rather from their customer to their brother, sister, uncle, best friend. And today's digital age, those are internet reviews.
Exactly. And just not even that, like a Facebook post. Think about how many people are going to see the post of, Aunt Mary and her new Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
And her salesperson, Lisa Lou,
Right. Yeah, if you get your salesperson say, hey, take a picture with me. Tell your family to come buy a car from me. And they tag you on Facebook. Hey, tell your family to message me.
That's huge.
Right? Because I see a lot of people do that picture, but they never add the call to action.
You have to have the call to action.
They say, oh, we want to thank Sally and John for joining the dealership family. Have fun traveling. Right? Or have fun in your new car.
Not, hey, do you want to be a part of the family too?
Right.
Give me a call.
Hey, tell your family and friends to message me. Right? Say, hey, John, Sally, would you mind saying, hey, tag me in the post?
Yeah.
Tag my Facebook page in the post and say, hey, message Chris Paulino for the next time you want to buy an RV. For the next time you want to buy a car, right?
Exactly. And I feel like
more effective.
And as time goes on, it's just going to build and build and build. And if you have a public figure page, then you're going to start having all these albums with your customers and, tags and all that stuff too. Plus, a lot of salespeople that are embracing the digital age and embracing branding themselves are starting to have their own websites too. So with that, you have your own platform, all the inventory synced up.
Your own way to get leads.
Yeah, your own way to get leads. Woo! Who would have thought of that?
Right? Because if you're a salesperson, and I say this in the Sell More, Live More sales training, you got to get your own leads.
Yeah, exactly.
The dealership's only going to get you so many leads, right? If you are a salesperson that puts in the activity to get your own leads on top of the walk-ins, calls, and leads your dealership's providing, then that's going above and beyond. That's branding yourself as a salesperson, and that's getting more activity and more attention from your marketplace, which is paramount for any salesperson at a dealership.
Exactly. And, even when the customer comes in, you can always be branding in person. Like you could have a brag book at your desk. So when they're sitting there waiting on finance, they can sit there and look at all the other testimonials from different customers. And, you could offer them a spot in the book too,
Yeah. Brandon, and that's a good idea, having a nice book, a customer book in your office, right? So your customers can, while they're sitting in your office when you're running to your sales manager, they could just pull that book off your desk and be reading testimonials from your customers.
Exactly.
That's strong, and customers are nosy. You might even want to leave that thing open, right?
Exactly.
Leave that book open, baby, so they want to read it.
It's a play. It's definitely a play.
Right? On top of that, Facebook, YouTube reviews, right? Because to me, that's almost the same thing as in person. Because there's people at your dealership, what are they doing when they're in your office? They're on that phone.
Exactly. They're on the phone.
And if you think for 1 minute they're not on Google, on Facebook, looking at your reviews as a dealership as they're in your office, when you're sitting across from them and you can't see their screen, no, they're looking for this stuff, right? And if they didn't have the time to look before they got to your dealership, and then while they're at your dealership and they're reading negativity throughout, and they're reading,
Bye.
right, they're reading customers saying, don't work with John, don't work with Sally, don't work with Freddie. They're all criminals.
They're going to be tiptoeing out the door and you're going to be sad.
Right. So we got to make sure that we're branding as a salesperson matches our branding as a dealership, and we're providing the experience that will make our customers want to give us an in-person testimonial in addition to an online review, an internet review, things like that. Because, again, word of mouth, you hear it all the time. They say, what, word of mouth advertising is the best,
Yeah, they do.
right? So we got to make sure that not only is Sally, John, Fred, everybody we sell our RVs, cars, bikes to, they're going home and telling their brother, sister, uncle, cousin, and before they leave the dealership, they're taking a photo with us before they leave, tagging us as a salesperson on Facebook, putting a Google review and a Facebook review at least.
And subscribing to our YouTube channel, which has friendly customer help videos about like pairing
Yeah.
the Bluetooth and, how to put air in a tire, that type of thing.
Liking our Facebook page so that you can stay up with maybe our live streams that we do, or maybe as a salesperson, you can brand yourself through live streams in your dealership page.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? How many salespeople have you seen doing a live stream for their dealership and just going around their lot and maybe showing different units?
Think about this. Think about the person that would do that every day, or at least once a week. With Facebook's algorithm, live stream's going to get favored and they're just going to keep growing.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge. Huge.
And think about that. You're doing live streams for your dealership. You're showing them different sedans that you have at your car dealership. You're showing the minivans, the soccer mom vans. You're showing the SUVs. You're showing the travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes. And you're demoing these products through live streams. You're going to get customers from that.
It's going to lead them right down the customer journey, from the live stream. It's going to be the website, whether that's your company website or your personal salesperson website. And then that's going to turn into a lead form being filled out. And you know what happens after you get a lead form? Then you get the appointment, then you get the sale, then you get the smile.
Right. And I know everybody out there, right? They've always watched them TV commercials, like locally here in Medina. You got like the Fred Martin car guys, and you grow up watching them. You're like,
We know
"Man,
cars.
we know cars. And I want to be on a TV commercial.
Mhm.
I want to be that guy telling people that we know cars and RVs.
Exactly.
The new TV commercial's Facebook. Do a Facebook commercial, a Facebook Live, and do those commercials for yourself. You don't need a TV production behind you to get eyeballs in today's digital age. And that's kind of what we're talking about, branding as a salesperson in a dealership in today's digital age is because if you're not doing that, the dealerships that are going to surpass you.
And the salespeople in the area that are going to surpass you for
Yeah.
sure. And
You're going to be losing deals to salespeople, and you won't even know why from Google reviews, son.
Facebook ads too. Because think about this, like you have you have these spiffs and stuff. What if you throw some of that budget into Facebook ads? It's huge, especially with custom audiences and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Because I mean, if you're a salesperson and you realize that, hey, listen, the more leads I get, I'm good at selling, right? I'm on the Sell More, Live More sales training, got my sales training processed out, and I'm rolling, right? I can close anybody that's closable that's in front of me, and I'm ready to roll. So now what we know, and we're confident as a salesperson, that 50% of the people that come in front of me, whatever the number is, I'm closing. So the more leads I get now from myself means I'm closing more deals.
And you don't have the middleman.
No middleman. If I spend $100, that produces me 10 leads and I close 5 of them, and my commission's $500 a unit, I just turned $100 into a couple thousand, right?
Short term. Long term, probably more than that because you're branding yourself. You're becoming the go-to person.
That's maybe
which
the
is
first
huge.
month of the ads that we did for our own Facebook. Now, what do you think that does for you as a salesperson, right? You're doing branding. You got ads going for yourself, which in turn goes for your dealership, which helps you put up 5, 10, 15, 20 more deals up for your dealership. Your sales manager's going to love you. They're going to be like, where's this secret sauce at? Like, what are you doing?
you want a gift card?
They're going to give you a $25 gift card to a gas station and you're going to be rolling.
It'll be awesome.
So you got to make sure that, if you're a salesperson in your today's digital age, you're branding yourself in person, you're branding yourself online, you're asking for that Google review, you're saying, hey, mention my name, Chris Paulino, in your Google review and say, hey, when you're at the dealership, work with Chris Paulino, work with, Johnny Smith, whatever your name is. Obviously, don't tell them my name. If you do that, then you might not want to be in sales, but tell them to put your name in on Facebook, right? Again, have them tag you in that internet post, right? Imagine this. Think about this 20 years ago. If we had a sale and we wanted to get a referral from our friends and family, and then right before our customer left, we didn't tell them our name or give them our card.
No, that's a terrible idea.
Would they have been able to refer me to their brother, sister, uncle, cousin?
No, you're never going to get that sale, ever.
Never. If they don't know who they bought it from, they'll just say, oh, go to XYZ dealership. And, well, I don't know. He's a younger looking guy with blonde hair. Maybe you're working that day. You better hope you are, because if you're not, then Freddie's going to get your deal.
Exactly. And you can get super creative with that. I saw one salesperson on LinkedIn. What she does is she has her customers pose with a sign that said, I love buying cars from Allison, or something like that. So now the sign is going with the picture, which is going across all these social media platforms to all these people, and there you are.
Well, there it is. That's sales branding right there. Was it a younger person or older?
She's a younger person, yeah. Not seasoned, younger.
A younger. Okay, so and you know what, that makes sense. Younger people, we've been using technology. We're used to apps. We're used to video cameras. We're used to all that stuff. So it's easier for a young person to embrace that. But one of the things to be a strong salesperson is to embrace change, to adapt and overcome. So if you're not taking on the new tools to get more leads as a salesperson, then you're not going to be able to talk to as many people as the next person that is branding themselves in person, branding themselves online, kind of leaving that testimonial book on the desk. You know what I'm saying? Doing those extra steps that show your customer that, you know what, I'm a salesperson you can trust, work with, and that you want to buy from.
Exactly. And I think the hardest thing for people to do is get the confidence to do it. People are shy. They don't want to be on video. They don't want to put themselves out there. But in the end, they're just hurting themselves. So, you could always do baby steps, do a Facebook post once a week, and then move up to pictures, then move up to videos, or even better, like what Gary Vee says, find what you're good at and then do that. If you're good at writing, start putting out a blog. At least once or twice a week, and help customers that way. Brand yourself that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense because, you're going to do something a lot more if you enjoy it, right?
Exactly.
So if you enjoy blogging, do some more blogs, right? If you enjoy doing some of that stuff, just find different ways, creative ways to brand yourself online and in person. So, think about what are some creative ways right now if I'm a salesperson sitting there watching this saying, I want to brand myself online more, but I don't know how to do it. I do have an iPhone. I do have a smartphone. What are some ways that you would tell them to, brand themselves online and start kind of getting the ball rolling?
I would say first, figure out your gifts, figure out what you're good at and what you enjoy, and then start walking down those avenues. For example, if you make funny videos, make a TikTok. Start making funny videos, make people laugh, cross promote the videos on Facebook, Instagram, and start doing that. If you're a writer, maybe you start writing blogs on Medium and then sharing them on your social media platforms and just doing it that way. Or you can even ask your dealership if they don't already have a website team or anything, if you could do blogs for them.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's one thing, you have these new things like TikTok. Right? I just saw on my LinkedIn the other day that there was a RV rep. Can't remember what brand he was from, but he was putting on there, hey, this TikTok I just did it an hour ago has 15,000 views on my product.
Wow.
He even called out salespeople. He's like, salespeople, TikTok is marketing, 15,000 views in 1 hour. This is love. Make sure you're out there using TikTok. This is a RV manufacturer rep.
Exactly.
Okay? So if you're out there and you're not taking advantage of TikTok, Instagram, Facebook stories, Snapchat stories, your customers are on some of these platforms. And if you can pick up a few more deals from Instagram, and a couple more deals from TikTok and a couple more deals from Snapchat that you were getting before you did that, then you're just going to increase sales numbers, get more customer leads, and be able to close more deals.
Exactly. And, salespeople are communicators at heart. So getting on there and just talking to people like, oh, what a cute dog, or, oh, wow, congratulations on your daughter's black belt karate award, or, something like that. Like,
Yeah.
start communicating with people and leaving these little comments. So when they think of buying an RV or a car or, a truck, anything like that, they think of you first because you're already, you've already been engaged with them. You already have that relationship built with them, and it just grows from there.
Yeah. It's never been easier to brand yourself online as a salesperson, as a dealership, as a business. So you got to make sure you're doing it. I mean, it can't be stressed enough. If your branding isn't congruent across your salespeople, across your dealership, across if you have bad reviews, things like that is negative branding. And going forward, if you have a dealership that's got 500,000, I mean, you even see commercials now. What do they say? Like, oh, this product has over 5,000 five-star reviews. This is the highest rated mattress on the internet.
Yeah,
Right? They say things like that. Why? Because 25,000 internet reviews is pretty validating.
exactly, exactly. And then, just thinking about social media and reviews and stuff like that. If you go on Instagram and you search for people in your area and you start liking their photos and, like, putting little comments and stuff, and then they go back to your page and you have like pictures of reviews that you've gotten through, either Dealer Rater or whatever, Yelp, that type of thing. They're going to trust you. They're going to have confidence in you. And then when they think of buying something, they're going to call you.
Yeah. And I think branding, as a salesperson, really comes down to kind of creating that experience,
Exactly.
creating that brand, creating that recognition where if someone in the area is looking for an RV, looking for a car, a boat, a motorcycle, whatever they're looking for, they recognize you, Johnny, Sally, at XYZ dealership. Because if that's the case, if people are Googling, best RV dealerships in the area and the number one salesperson is, Win, and everybody's going to go and they're going to talk to Win.
Exactly.
But if everybody in the area, maybe Win's the best in the area, but no one has any reviews about him. But Johnny, he's subpar, but knows how to ask for some really good reviews down the block at the other dealership. And he's got 100 Google reviews, Facebook reviews. When Win, the best salesperson, in the area, has no reviews, Johnny might get more business,
Hmm.
right? And Johnny's going to get more business on default that, he's done a better job of getting the referral,
Exactly.
which is kind of what dealership people of 20 years ago, as we kind of said in the early parts, the best dealership salespeople, that's what they were good at, getting the referral.
And you can teach a seasoned salesperson to get referrals, but doing it by using a different tool. Use it by using Facebook. Use it by using, Instagram. All these different tools. So you just want to make sure that they feel comfortable with it, and then once you train them, they're going to be unstoppable. It's just getting them to learn new tricks, basically.
Yeah. So when you're branding yourself as a salesperson, you have to make sure that you're doing it in person, right? You're telling them, hey, tell Johnny, tell your brother, sister, uncle, cousin to come see me at the dealership, right? Take a picture with me before we leave at the dealership. Tag me in the post so that your friends and family can message me and tell them to message me, right?
Exactly, and creating the experience when the customer comes in. I know this one salesperson, what she did was she put the customer's favorite songs on a USB drive. So when they bought a car with that technology, she could have it already plugged in. She also put herself on the screensaver of the navigation screen, which is, it's super funny. And
That is funny.
yeah, so she would just create this personal experience. By putting like a $5 bill in the gas tanks for their first fill up. She would offer them fresh baked cookies when they came in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going all out. That's not a lazy salesperson. That's somebody that's just
Yeah.
wanting to brand themselves and to grow and create that experience.
This is Dealership Digest. We'll see you next week. Hey, thanks for joining Tia and I here on Dealership Digest, where we're going to talk about how to sell more units at your dealership than ever before.
If you'd like to see more of us, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page.
And if you need training for your dealership, visit us online at imr.training
Or infiniteMediaResources.com.